Plymouth Argyle fans were on top of the world last season as they got promoted to the Championship as champions of League One. But their time in the Championship hasn't been kind to them. First, Steve Schumacher left the Pilgrims late last year to join fellow Championship team Stoke City. And Plymouth right now find themselves in serious danger of dropping straight back down to League One. But ladies and gents, this just doesn't sit right with me, so I'm going to step up to the plate and become Plymouth Argyle's brand new manager. And by the time I'm done with the Pilgrims, I'm going to make sure that they have become the world's best club. So here is the starting 11 with Plymouth Argyle that we've loaded into, and off first glance I can kind of understand why they're in the position they're in. But when you look past the cover, Plymouth have got a solid setup. Only 2 players out of 28 in the entire squad are 30 plus years old. And there's also a few players we can definitely build this team around, like Michael Cooper, like Bally Mumba, and of course Morgan Whittaker. There is also a loan situation that we've got to sort out, but unlike other times I feel like I'm just going to leave these guys alone. As for the budget, guys, it's not amazing, I'll be honest. 4 million in total. I mean, we can definitely do stuff with it, but not amazing stuff. So after going through the entire squad, this formation in this starting 11 is very misleading. I feel like we've got a very promising setup with Plymouth Argyle, but we ain't going to get the best out of them in a 5 at the back formation, which is why I've gone for the 4-3-3 holding variation instead. And I'm using wing play with this formation as well. As I've already showed you, our best players are actually our wingers, so this just makes sense. And after meddling with the team a bit, this is the strongest starting 11 we can feel going into Season 1, I think, before we've made any signings, that is. But guys, we've got 4 mil to spend, and logically, replacing Joe Edwards is absolutely the right move. He's 32, he's 68 overall. The sooner we can find somebody younger and better than him, well, the better. And guys, I've managed to find Adis Jasic from RZ Pallets Wolfsberger AC from the Austrian Bundesliga, 20 years old, 1 rating higher than him. I mean, he's younger and he's better, and he's definitely affordable too. We just managed to sign him on a 5-year deal, only costing us 2.85 million, and honestly, I think that's where we're going to leave the transfer window. Because as I've said, guys, I'm leaving all these loan players alone. I'm just going to let their contracts run out at the end of this season so they can go back to their parent clubs. Now, I am aware that Alfie Devine turns into an absolute monster in this game. However, he's featured on this channel quite frequently lately, so we're going to give this guy a break and give other players a shot. Now, as for what I want this team to do this year, I honestly don't care what we do in the Championship as long as we're nowhere near the relegation zone. I would just love to come to this page at the end of the season and see so much improvement. It's ridiculous. It's still a very, very young team, remember, so there's literally no excuse why this can't happen. But 2 players I am keeping my eye on this year is Mumba and Whittaker, 2 incredibly promising looking players, and hopefully if we have a good Season 1, we can definitely mould the team around them for this entire video. Well guys, Season 1 is finished, and look who our best 3 players are: Michael Cooper, Morgan Whittaker, and also Bally Mumba, the 3 players I picked out at the very beginning of this video. And the stats look just as good, if not better. 18 goal contribution for Ben Wayne, 16 goal contribution for Morgan Whittaker, and also 17 for Bally Mumba. And I've got to be real, guys, this team looks so much better than it did at the start of Season 1. I honestly feel like we've got a top 10 finish here. Then again, maybe not. We finished 16th in the Championship, and in fairness, guys, we weren't far off the relegation zone in the slightest, 10 points away from the drop zone. But when you think about it, we have so far completed the objectives this season. Our team's massively improved, and we finished a solid 6 points above the drop zone, so it's a win-win. However, guys, we only made it to round 3 of the FA Cup. And check out who bloody won it. Leicester City beat Brentford 2-0 in the FA Cup final. How the hell's that happened? And to make matters worse, we got knocked out in round 1 of the Carabao Cup by Bristol Rovers, who, if I'm not mistaken, are in the division below us, so that's really not good. I feel like we've definitely done well to set ourselves up for success in Season 2. We just need to bring in a couple of better defenders than these 3. Jasic is going absolutely nowhere. It's literally just our 2 centre-backs and our left wing-back. I'm just hoping we get more than 4 mil next year, but I've heard the board will give us more money. If you like this video, smash that subscribe button if you're enjoying it. Well, guys, that must have worked because we've got 11 million in Season 2. You guys are the best, man. Thanks for liking and subscribing. This means we can go ahead and bolster our defense, starting with Leonidas Sturgio from FC St. Gallen. He's only 22, 72 rated, and look at that sprint speed, man. He's an absolute demon. And following him is Erin Almali from Trabzonspor. He's 24, 73 rated. We will have have to pay his release clause to actually get him to join us. However, with us having this much money now, it won't be a problem. And guys, after almost bankrupting ourselves, we have managed to sign both of these players on 4-year deals for the combined total of 8.75 million. Now guys, I'm looking at this team now, and I think promotion is certainly on the cards. You've got to bear in mind, this team is levels above what we started with last year, and on top of that, we've improved the quality in our defense too. And not to mention, we've got a 77 rated keeper in Michael Cooper. I cannot believe how much he grew last year. I completely overlooked that. At the very least, guys, we've got to be striving for a top 10 finish, man. The quality in our team is far too good to drop down below mid-table. But guys, I'd be a liar if I said I wasn't gutted. We were 8 points outside the playoffs. Bloody Stoke City finished above us, man. Come on. First they take Schumacher away from us. Now they take the 7th place position. Stoke City, man, we're coming for you. And we once again get knocked out of the FA Cup in round 3. This time by bloody Fleetwood. And we got knocked out in round 1 of the Carabao Cup by Burton Albion. Jesus Christ, this season's been an L all round. But then again, guys, has it? Because look at some of the improvement in our players, man. I'm finding it very hard to believe that we haven't been promoted this year by the looks of these ratings. But then I looked at the stats and it does explain quite a lot. Mumba got 25 goal contributions, 19 and 14 for Whittaker, and only 11 goal contributions for our striker. I mean, when you look at this team, you can absolutely say with certainty it's a playoff standard team, but we've got to get it from the playoff standard to automatic promotion standard next year. And the one thing we are going to have to do, guys, is replace Adam Warshaw, because he is indeed retiring at the end of season 2 as a 33-year-old 71 rated CDM. Have a good one, lad. But guys, we've now spent 2 seasons in the championship. I've had enough of my time down here. I feel like the 3rd time is a charm, and the 3rd time we're going to do our absolute best to get automatic promotion and take absolutely no chances. And after last year's improved league finish, our budget's actually increased to 13 million. If we don't get promotion this year, I don't deserve to be in charge of the Pilgrims. Now, it's established we need a better CDM, but I also want a better centre-back than Gibson. Once we sort those 2 positions out, I mean, the rest of the team is absolutely golden, ladies and gents. Now, I know I said I wasn't taking any chances last year, but William Clem looks like a player I can take a chance on. He's only 21, 72 rated, he's 6'3", and is showing great potential. And following him is Gaston Avia from Ajax. He's only 23, 73 rated too. I mean, Ajax right now are in the bin at the minute, so I reckon we could make this move happen. And guys, £8.3 million later, they are both playing for the Pilgrims, and hopefully they're the final piece of the puzzle. Because I really want this team to get promotion this year, man. I find it insanely hard to believe we haven't even scraped the playoffs yet. But in season 1, we finished 16th in the championship. In season 2, we finished 8th. Hopefully we can make that jump once more and finish top of the goddamn league. And that's exactly what we've managed to do, guys. 107 points, champions of the championship. We go to the Premier League at long goddamn last. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Plymouth Argyle's first time actually in the Premier League. Please let me know in the comments if I'm getting that right. And look at us in the FA Cup, round 6 before we get knocked out by Peterborough. Come on, man. Have you seen that draw? We got the easiest team and we still lost. And we've made it 3 seasons in a row. We've got knocked out at the Carabao Cup in round 1. Honestly, this competition, I swear to God, I give up with it. But man, I'm really not surprised we've done as well as we have. Look at the state of this team, man. Going into the Premier League, there's only a couple of changes we actually need to make, and we can get a top 10 finish, as daft as it sounds. And look at these stats, guys. Oh my days, especially Bally Mumba, 36 goal contributions in 51 games. Jesus, we're going to have some big clubs after him next year. Especially when you consider he's worth 35.5 million. Honestly, if the budget isn't what we want it to be at the beginning of season 4, we may have to consider this. Especially when this defense does still need a little bit of work. I'm happy to leave the midfield and the front 3 alone, but if we are to do pretty well in the Prem, we all know we need a very solid defense. But for now, let's celebrate the W's. Plymouth Argyle got promoted to the Championship as champions of League One, and we've done the exact same thing to get to the Premier League, gone up as champions. And to be fair, I reckon we're going to do pretty well in the Prem. When you consider the fact that Tottenham Hotspur won the league, I mean, the standard can't be that high anymore, can it? Now, guys, here we are in season 4, and it's official. Plymouth Argyle, for the first time ever, are in the Premier League. I've just checked. This is actually factual. And guys, with that promotion comes that promotion money, 78 million. However, I've sort of changed my mind on where I want to put this money. Because I've gone through the back four's development plans and all 4 of these players are still going up at quite a decent rate. So I'm going to put the money instead to our 2 centre midfielders. I mean, Randall and Wright are both 25 and 26 years old. I don't think they've got much more to give to the Pilgrims. So instead of just relying on them to boss the midfield this year, I'm going to go for more Premier League experienced players and let them deal with it. And now I'm going to go for Joelinton first, a former striker turned midfielder. He's 29, 83 rated. He's so well rounded and he fits our system perfectly. And following him is Brighton's Mykola Shaparenko. He's 27, 82 overall. We'll get at least 4 good years out of this guy and he's a pretty solid player too. And that is our first transfer window as a Premier League team done and dusted, as we've spent 61.4 million combined to bring both of these players to the Pilgrims. I honestly thought we'd have a bit more left over, but we've got 7 million in our budget and honestly we can't do much with that, can we? But this is how we are lined up going into our first season in the Premier League, and honestly guys, I reckon we're going to take this league by absolute storm this year. I mean, with Ballymumba and Morgan Whittaker alone in that front 3, we can definitely do some serious damage. And the icing on the cake guys, we've got Premier League experienced players in the most important part of the team now in that midfield, so I don't see any reason why we can't get a top 10 finish. I'm deadly serious when I say that. And I was bang on the money guys, we legitimately finished 10th in the league, man. For a newly promoted team guys, we are next level. I know we're still 23, 24 points away from European football, but I'm telling you now guys, provided we get the budget next year, we're definitely going to get that. But hold that thought a second guys, we've won the FA Cup, battering Brighton in the final. Hang on, if I'm not mistaken, that gives us Europa League football next year. Guys, let this just sink in. We've won the FA Cup and finished inside the top 10 as a newly promoted Premier League side. I'm telling you now, ladies and gents, next year that budget has to skyrocket. We've even made it to round 4 this time in the Carabao Cup after 3 consecutive years of getting knocked out in round 1. This season has been incredible. And when you look at the team, guys, it's no longer surprising why we've done so well. There's only a couple of positions, realistically, we need to focus on next year to take us to that next level. I mean, look at Morgan Whittaker this year. 26 goals, 7 assists in 47 games, 90 overall now as well. Oh my god, we've got an absolute baller on our hands, ladies and gents. Just look at his market value too, over 110 million. It's increased 64% this year. Season 4 has been nothing but dubs, ladies and gents. Top 10 in the Prem, round 4 in the Carabao Cup, and we've won the FA Cup, granting us a Europa League spot for season 5. And I'm very aware that usually in the second season in the top division, the budget does take a small decrease, but with all the achievements in season 1 in the Prem, surely it's got to increase instead. I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm beyond disappointed with the money we've got. 84 million. I swear that's only like 11 million more than we got last year. I mean, we can do a lot with 84 million with this team, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like we can achieve way more than what we're given. So this may not be a popular decision. I am going to sell Morgan Whittaker. The guy's worth over 110 million. We can get about 140 to 150 to this guy if I'm not mistaken. And when you add that onto the 84 mil we've already got, not only can we take Plymouth Argyle to the top 4, we can go on to win some more goddamn trophies. And there he goes, guys. He has been sold for a whopping 160 plus mil. We actually got more than I thought we would for him, and you're probably going to guess where he's actually gone to with that kind of money being spent. That's right, he has indeed gone to Manchester City for 165.5 million. I know we've just sold into probably a big threat to us in the Prem and in Europe eventually, but I feel like the money we've got is definitely going to be worth it. I mean, look at the budget we've got now, guys. Almost $250 million to spend on Plymouth Argyle now. I mean, we obviously need a replacement for Whittaker, but we can bring in a striker now better than Wayne. We can bring in better defenders. The quality we can bring in now with the amount of money we've got is going to be ridiculous. So let's start our transfer window back to front. Kim Min-jae. Granted, he's 30 years old now, but he's 86 overall and his contract's running out, and we all know what that means. And his centre-back partner will be Roger Ibanez from AC Milan, 28 years old, 84 overall. Unfortunately, his contract isn't running out, but he's still actually quite a cheap player considering how good he is. And that is our new centre-back partnership, bought and signed for the combined total of 77 million. Don't think I forgot about the left-back though. Bajon Meyer is the player I went for, 24, 82 rated, and he cost us 34.8 million. And we've still got over 120 million to bring in a replacement right winger and a replacement striker. So starting on the wing, we're going to have Nicolas Gonzalez, currently playing for Liverpool, so he's got that Premier League experience experience. He's 29, 84 rated. Honestly, I know he's not as good as Whittaker, but for the money we're going to spend, we're not going to find anybody as good as Whittaker. And finally, our new striker is going to be Amin Adli from Fulham, 27, 84 rated. This guy looks like an absolute beast too. And that is officially Season 5's transfer window done and dusted. For 87.8 million, we signed both Gonzalez and Amin Adli on 4-year deals. But guys, our season is just getting started as we are in the Europa League in Group A alongside Anderlecht, Trabzonspor and Copenhagen, and honestly, we should absolutely destroy Group A. I mean, look at this team, guys. Not a single weakness in that entire starting 11, and to be fair, guys, the bench doesn't look too bad either. I'm expecting big things this year, man. I'm expecting a top 4 finish, us to win the Europa League and either win the FA Cup and Carabao Cup too. And so far, we are 1-1 as we have got a top 4 finish, guys. We are no longer going to be playing Europa League football. We're in the Champions League now. We did, however, get our backsides handed to us by Man City in the Community Shield. And Notts County knocked us out in the FA Cup in round 4. Yeah, ever since the Premier League, it's just gone down bank, hasn't it? And we also flopped in the Carabao Cup. Leicester knocked us out of it in round 2. However, we topped our group in the Europa League with flying colours. I bloody told you we'd do well in the group stage. I just hope we've got to the bloody final and won the damn thing. We came so close as well. Porto beat us 2-1 in the final. Oh, that is actually gut-wrenching, man. I can't believe we lost to Porto. And looking at this team, guys, I really can't believe we lost to Porto. Surely to God, we should have smashed them. I mean, the stats aren't amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but Gonzalez was picking up the same amount of goal contributions as Whittaker. To be fair, that's not a bad replacement at all. The only position I really think needs improving is that centre midfielder role where Shaparenko is. Everywhere else is honestly good to go. And us making the Europa League final puts us in a great position for next year, because I genuinely feel like that makes us the dark horse of the Champions League in Season 6. But guys, as we head into the new season with the Pilgrims, I'm no longer pulling any punches. I said I wanted a brand new centre midfielder in place of Shaparenko, and I've gone out and brought a world-class centre midfielder. I just spent 78.1 million on Ryan Gravenberch, 26 years old, 86 rated. This guy's an absolute beast, and he's going to take us to that next level. And that leaves us 120 mil to still spend, guys, and honestly, I think we can leave the starting 11 alone now. Because for God's sake, look at it. Our weakest players are all 85 rated. I feel like it's absolutely fine to leave alone. However, the bench on the other end is a different scenario. A backup winger, a backup defensive midfielder, and a goalkeeper wouldn't go amiss. Luckily, we have 120 million to spend, so this should be pretty damn easy. And starting with the winger, I'm going for Mohamed Daramy from Stade de Reims. He's 26, 82 rated. He'll definitely be a decent winger from the bench. Then there's the Brazilian goalkeeper Andrew, 27 years old, 84 rated. It's hard to believe he's a Brazilian called Andrew. That's just like the least Brazilian name ever. And finally is a backup CDM, Samu Costa from Getafe, 27 years old and 82 rated. And that is yet another transfer window in the history books, as for the combined total of £98.1 million, we signed all 3 of these players on 4-year deals. But we're about to start our biggest and most important season yet with the Pilgrims, as we're in the Champions League in Group F alongside Monaco, Fenerbahce and LASK, and let's be honest, guys, we should smoke this group. I mean, this team's certainly capable of doing it, and let's be honest, it's capable of doing much better than just getting out the group stage as well. We can definitely make it quite far on the UCL. I mean, logic would dictate with the improvements we've made with these signings, we can absolutely smash it in Season 6. Here's hoping I'm not wrong. Well, apparently I was bloody wrong. Look at where we finished this season, 5th in the Premier League. What in God's carnation has happened to the Pilgrims this year? The bottle jobs actually finished 10 points above us this year, man. Something has gone seriously wrong. On top of that, the Blaze knocked us out of the FA Cup in round 3. Like, how do we not beat Sheffield United? And Liverpool knocked us out of round 4 of the Carabao Cup. I mean, that is somewhat understandable, though. Liverpool are a world-class setup. Sheffield United, however, just aren't. But take a look at the Champions League. We've gone undefeated in Group F and we cruise to the knockouts. Like, how do we do this in Europe but we can't get past Sheffield United? But it doesn't matter, as we've absolutely annihilated Real Sociedad in the round of 16. And we've got our revenge on Porto and beat them in the quarters. We could be playing against Leverkusen, Manchester City or Atletico. Honestly, none of those teams look appealing to me. But we've made the final regardless. We've beaten Leverkusen 5-3 in the semis. We're playing Man City. Oh my God, Manchester City. Of all teams, it had to be them, didn't it? And I've just realised we're going to be playing against Morgan goddamn Whittaker again, man. Our former player has come back to haunt us in the Champions League final. And in fairness, the stats are as you'd expect. 29 and 12 for Mumba. You got 16 and 10 for Gonzalez and 16 goal contributions for Amin Adli. As for how the team looks going into the final, well, this is it. And honestly, I feel like we've built a team of frauds, man. How can a team be this goddamn good and finish outside the top 4? I just hope that the next 90 minutes are far superior than anything we've done this year so far, because if it's anything less than our best, we're going to get annihilated. Here come Manchester City early with Erling Haaland. What a block from Kim Min-jae. Coming forward now with Mumba, who's still number 2. Why the hell did I not change his number? But here we come with him anyway. He's got so much pace. He's even doing Hakimi for pace. I tell you what, let's have a shot from distance. Oh, what a save. Whittaker is coming forward on the right-hand side against Borja Maya. And look at Maya, man. Oh, look at that from Maya. What a player. Jasic is on the ball. We're playing this round nicely. We've got Clem on it now. He's got a bit of space. We found our striker, Amin Adli. And there's the first goal of the game, just shy of the 30-minute mark. We take a 1-0 lead in the final. Beautiful turn from Adli. In the bottom right corner is there for the taking. Edison's just in no man's land. Jasic is on the ball. We're going to find Nicholas Gonzalez. We're going to come inside here. Oh, that's beautiful. Amin Adli to get the second of the game. Look at that. Plymouth Argyle, the Pilgrims, are edging closer and closer to lifting that Champions League trophy. Well, Man City coming forward quite early in the second half. That's a great bit of defending, Jesus. I don't know what Pep Guardiola said to City at half-time, but it is bloody work. They're coming forward with a vengeance. Look at this. I don't even know who that is. Erling Haaland's on the ball. What a save, Michael Cooper. Here come Manchester City. 15 minutes left. They have been all over us, really, in the second half, and they've got... Oh, my days. What a save, Michael Cooper again. We're coming forward with Gravenberch. I'm going to find Joelinton a little bit further forward than me. Joelinton is against Bradley Locker. We're all alone here with Joelinton. Can we actually make something happen here, though? We're going to take a shot from distance, and Jesus Christ, what was that? No wonder Joelinton's not a striker anymore. That was a shocking attempt. Hakimi's coming forward now. Erling Haaland is on the ball. He's tried to find somebody in the centre of the box, but we just managed to get a foot in. Mumba's coming forward, though. We're going to try and cut inside and leave Hakimi behind. We've done it. Oh, we've done that really well. Mumba, he's absolutely knackered, but he could end the game, and he's done it with 2 minutes to go in this 90 minutes, ladies and gents. We've absolutely smashed it out of the park. Mumba has done it, ladies and gents. He has secured our victory in the UCL final. Hang on a minute, I've just realised, when did Manchester City score? Am I going stupid? Because I seriously cannot remember that happening. Man City is still coming forward. Referee, blow the damn whistle. Extra time has more than gone now. 8 minutes into extra time when it was 3. Erling Haaland on the ball. They're still playing this around. Corner kicked, and I'm sure that's just going to be the full-time whistle, though. And it is. Almost 10 minutes extra time. What was the point in that, ref? But the game is done and dusted. We've completed our mission with Plymouth Argyle. We've taken them from a relegation scrap in the Championship to being the best team in the world. And this only took 6 years to do it as well. Plymouth Argyle, you lot are absolutely cracked. But as I've just said, that is our job done with Plymouth Argyle. But if you enjoyed that, you should definitely click here to watch this.